Back to some more playoff action in Thornville as the Sheridan Generals took on their biggest challenge of the season, the Bishop Watterson Eagles. Both teams met prior to the start of the regular season for a scrimmage, but they will be put to the test in this win-or-go-home game. Sheridan's first drive of the game was started off with their go-to man, Jason Munyan. Munyan would break off a 37-yard run right before he would finish the drive off from 15 yards out to the house. Just as it seemed the game might go in favor of the Generals, Bishop Watterson answered back, and fast. It only took 2 plays for the Eagles to find the end zone as Jacob Hoying dumps the ball to Cam Nicholson, and Nicholson turns on the burners. At this point, it would be 7-6 in favor of Sheridan after a failed 2-point conversion halfway through the first quarter. After Sheridan hurt themselves with some penalties, they punted the ball into the hands of Tyler Young, and Young would make his name known. Young would return the punt all the way to the end zone. That punt return would be one of 2 touchdown returns for that young man, and he would be the biggest offensive contributor for the Eagles. Despite a slow first quarter on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball for Sheridan, the second quarter would be the turning point in the game. The Generals were able to answer back on the offensive side with a balanced attack of the run game through Munyan and the pass through Josh O'Ryan. Heading into halftime, Sheridan would walk into the locker room with a slim 21-20 lead. After allowing 2 touchdown punt returns in the first half, the Sheridan Generals defense and special teams picked it up in the second half. Head coach Paul Culver III details about how his team was able to do that.
Certainly the best defensive game, which is scary considering how well we played previously. Our defense played incredible tonight, and I think we're going to get better.
And that Red Rage defense would show out in the second half. Besides the Sheridan drive halfway through the third quarter that ended in a touchdown from none other than Jason Munyan, the second half featured no more scoring. Whenever the Eagles got into Sheridan territory, the Red Rage locked up. One example was this Corey Amspaugh interception on Jacob Hoying. The Generals put on display what it meant to have a right mental attitude. Star linebacker Shay describes the importance of the defense, including the defensive line that helps anchor possibly the best defense Sheridan has ever seen.
It starts up front with their defensive line. That's a big part in our defense, and they don't get recognized enough because they're opening up holes for the linebackers. When the linebackers go out of glory, it's the same thing like offense. It's the D-line. That's where it starts, and then we're just backing up, and they make the plays for us.
With less than 2 minutes in the game and Watterson driving, Taylor would make the play of the game, intercepting Hoying again and sealing the 28-20 win for Sheridan. The Generals will move on to have another big challenge next week as they take on Columbus Bishop Hartley on the road. Reporting for the 740 Zone, I'm Alex Porter.